Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Weeb Weekly. This week, we got a lot to talk about. Most importantly, we got a Loki finale, and we also got to talk about Jose just absolutely breaking it down for those of you watching it in a visual forum. I am Nixie Comedy, and per usual, I am joined by my special guests, special co-hosts, Tropical Joe.
Come on and slam and welcome to the jam, baby.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Jock jams as an opening. Now that is one way to get it going. Get the blood pumping.
It's your boy Tropical Joe. It's ready. Oh my God, I'm so excited. What an amazing week we had. My boy Mizu.
Some
Mizu,
incredible things,
you,
some not so incredible things.
That's
for sure.
Well, you got to get up, come on and slam now. So Mizu, tell me how you been doing, boy.
I've been doing fantastic. Again, like y'all said, we have a lot to talk about.
We really do. And I say, you want a little bit of sugar to get the medicine down. So let's maybe start with the best thing we got this week, which was the Loki season finale. It was incredible, and also by no means what I think any of us expected. Okay. We were theorizing, we had ideas, plans, and I'd say all of it essentially got shooken up and thrown out the window. But Tom Hiddleston was correct. Oh my goodness, the repercussions for the Marvel Universe are insanity. What did you guys think?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. That was the best finale for any Marvel show we've gotten so far.
I was going to ask that question later.
Yep. And the best show.
Which one had the best finale? And the best show.
I think so.
Well, I got good news for you. There's a season 2 coming.
Oh!
You're going to have a lot more of Loki. All right, Mizu, what'd you think on it?
I definitely agree with Jose. This is by far the best Marvel show. To me, it has to be, it's like Loki, WandaVision, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Do you think they knew that was going to be the critical reception, and that's why Loki is the only show that we've seen get a season 2 thus far? Or is do you think there's just so much more story to tell in the multiverse timeline that's why they're sticking around with it?
This is just my opinion. I want to see what Misu has to say as well. Like, I think this is all super, just extremely well calculated by everybody at Disney. Because think about it, like just in general, like the fact that one of the biggest properties in all of filmmaking, Spider-Man, has not received a trailer 6 months away from release day. And it talks about the multiverse. They've teased it. Even with the reveal of the name, they had a glitch, which was set up by like the Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse movie. Like everything multiversal has been teased up to this point, and they've been so meticulous at not letting a single detail leave Disney without their approval, even if it's just like merchandising or shit like that. I think it's just really calculated. What do you think, Mizu?
Well, before we get Mizu's opinion, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that is a Weeb Weekly record for how fast Jose has brought up Spider-Man. That is our fastest time. Ladies and gentlemen, 14 episodes in, we're sub 5. We're sub 5 to Spider-Man. Wow.
Ow!
Wow. Mizu, let us know.
I definitely agree with Jose. This was definitely planned in advance. They knew what they were doing, from not just that, but also like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like other possible shows and movies that come out. They knew that they were going to do this. So I definitely agree that this was planned. And I wouldn't say 100% that the perception, because, you can plan everything out and they can still turn the shit.
Oh, of course.
But the reception is even better for them.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they knew. Like, I think it's a really interesting story. And I think it was, they had more cameos in this show. Like they brought in Owen Wilson and the judge, whose name I'm totally blanking. Like there was more star power acting outside coming in to the Marvel universe into this show than seen in other shows. And I think that was always kind of an indicator in terms of like, this is about to pop off. Like we're probably going to like be able to build a lot out of this. But I would say like, if you guys, you are saying that like if like Loki is your number one of all the Marvel TV shows. But if you could sacrifice Loki season 2 for another season 2 of, let's say, WandaVision or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, would you?
No, sir.
Honestly,
No, sir.
to be honest with you, I would say no, because I think one thing that makes for me Loki stand out more than the others is that it was like WandaVision. It was a mystery. We kept trying to figure out. We got bits and pieces of information, and as the story progresses, each time we got an answer, we got 10 more questions.
Yeah.
And I love how they did that. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I hate to sound salty, but also Loki delivered when it came to its finale compared to WandaVision. WandaVision didn't really deliver in terms of what we were expecting. And then, though I love the subject matter of Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
it also
one of the best it's ever done. However, the plot is very linear. The plot is very straightforward.
We had no theories really. The only theory we had was who was the collector or
not the taskmaster,
the power broker. Wow, yeah, we had that TV show burned into our brains.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah,
okay. All right.
Honestly, like there was like, again, the plot was very linear, straightforward. I think one of the things I heard people, like some people complained about Loki was that like there wasn't enough action in it, and they felt like the final episode was just nothing but talking. But again, like the whole entire show was about talking. Like,
yeah, it was a detective. It was a detective, like noir. It wasn't like a shoot 'em bang bang move like show.
And Falcon Winter Soldier has more action than both WandaVision and Loki combined, and yet, I mean, it's a very standard show.
Yeah, exactly. It's your run of the mill. It's like the show Amazon's doing right now with Michael B. Jordan. It was an incredible show. I'm not trying to disparage that show at all. It was fantastic. But yeah, I would definitely say Loki had the intrigue and it also did have good action. I mean, like when they were fighting Eliath, that was an incredible scene. The train scene was an incredible scene. That entire episode was packed
the Loki
full of
Royal
action.
Rumble.
The Loki Royal Rumble was awesome. Yeah, so like we did definitely get a lot of scene like action. What were you saying, Jose?
I have a proposal for you, beautiful gentlemen.
Oh,
since there's
Finally,
a lot to talk about in regards to Loki, let's divide it up in three things, right? Three avenues. Yeah. First of all, the story of Sylvie and Loki, because that's obviously the most important part, like linearly in that contained story. Two, the multiverse.
Yeah.
So how it was made, what it means, and how it ties into other Marvel properties that are coming up soon. And then third of all, and perhaps the most important one, which is my winner of the week, Jonathan fucking Majors killing it as Kang the Conqueror, and what this means for the MCU. Because from now on, villains have a standard for acting, a standard for
you think he changed the standard?
But think about it, bro. Jonathan Majors could literally have a job for the next 10 years playing different versions of Kang.
Oh,
Jonathan Majors could start the Young Avengers. Jonathan Majors could fight the Fantastic Four. Jonathan Majors could be the next, like, he could even fight Thanos, because he's fought Thanos in the comics too. So like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So I think we should start with Sylvie and Loki. What you guys thought about the end to that plot line, the top 10 anime betrayal that is Sylvie, and stuff like that. And we can start there. So I'll let you guys take the floor first, gentlemen.
Well, I guess so. My biggest thing is, I guess. Well, so what do you mean by Sylvie and Loki's story?
So what did you guys think of the way that it wrapped up? Because we got to see them embrace. We got to see them talk about kiss. Yeah, we got not just the kiss, but just like talking to themselves around, like, oh, do I trust you? Do I not? Like, can we be together? Are we meant to be together? What are we going to do with the weight that isn't thrusted upon our shoulders? Because essentially all of time, everything that we've seen in the past 10 years in the MCU led up to that moment where Loki and Sylvie have to make a decision, and that's huge. So I wanted to see what your opinions was on what your opinions were on how Marvel handled that super important moment that is beginning the multiverse.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I'm like one of my notes was like not a great episode for Sylvie because it was ultimately a betrayal, and I honestly stand in the camp, and this is a conversation we will have this episode, that I believed Kang, and I would have taken the deal. I would have taken the deal. I would have said, listen, yeah, of course we will take over. Like, because I honestly, as of this episode wrapping up, I believe the perception of the TVA should be a little bit switched around as to what we were talking about, because with the backstory based on how it was essentially being that, like, without the structure of the TVA, full-blown quantum war and like genocidal like farming of other universes is happening because we have the ability. It's like the Future War movie that just came out. They're just popping into other dimensions and farming it for resources. And so I think personally it's a really bad look for Sylvie, but in terms of handling the importance and in controlling, like in showing that multiversal split in order to build up what is going to be a large topic in a like series, like in the new gen of Marvel movies, I think they did a fantastic job. I think they did an incredible job. The way Jonathan Power, the way Kang was like, and I planned up to this point, and then all of the branch lines like start branching, and like he's like, listen, like we're about to hit a nexus point, like I didn't plan like this far ahead. What do you want to do? Do you want to kill me? Do you want to take over TVA? Like all of these things. So I think they did an incredible job. What do you think, Mizu?
Well, in terms of Loki and Sylvie, honestly, I like the direction. First of all, Sylvie's like character arc is pretty much like complete. This is what she's been wanting this entire time since she's been um taken out of her timeline. So even though I didn't agree with it, it made sense for her character to do that.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
love the whole dynamic between both her and Loki, how he said that she's the person who can't trust and he's a person who can't be trusted.
Trusted. Yeah.
And one thing, I think the only gripe I have is that I do kind of wish that their relationship was more platonic than it was romantic. Then again, I'm not too upset, nor am I surprised that it happened.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it is in Loki's character to do that. But I do wish that it was more on a
platonic level.
Yeah, platonic sibling kind of level than it is like a romantic level.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie,
but it plays into the narcissism. It plays into the narcissism of Loki so perfectly, though.
And I like how Loki was the one trying to actually be the good guy and just like trying to think this through. And he said, yeah, he who remains might be lying. Maybe he's not, but the risk is too high to get this wrong.
Yep.
Totally
and
agree.
so then, I mean, I guess like what I was saying, if I can hijack the conversation here for a second.
Yeah, go.
Do you guys, would you have done what Sylvie had done, or would you have done what Loki was doing in that situation? I stand firmly, like unwaveringly with Loki in this situation.
I stand a little bit differently from a purely functional perspective, because I was thinking, okay, what would be the most like unadulterated best explanation for why the multiverse is happening, like in terms of like Marvel introducing all of this cosmic level like storytelling on such a huge scale. Because if you think about it, this could lead to literally a dominance, like continued dominance of Marvel with Marvel properties for the next 15 years.
I don't see it changing anytime soon.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in order to bring like, because think about it, the amount of actors that you could bring into the MCU now that like already played the characters but then left and could make cameos, and it would just be a money printing machine for the rest of time. How do you
Tony Stark could come back?
Yeah, and think about how do you start that, and to use a character as complex and misinterpreted as Loki is, and because if you think about it, Loki, from the jump, from when we saw him enter the series, he didn't live everything that the Loki that died in Endgame lived. He didn't live through Thor Ragnarok, through Thor the Dark World. Like, this Loki came straight off Avengers 1. He was like centered on vengeance, death, and impressing Thanos.
Oh yeah.
And he literally like changed his entire outlook on himself, his life. Sylvie, he cared for somebody other than himself. which would have been
I didn't
Thor,
even think of that.
because this is 2012 Loki. This is not Thor: The Dark
I had
World.
not even thought of that.
Yeah, so like I thought that they used the perfect vessel, which was Loki / Sylvie, to make this happen. I don't agree with Sylvie literally just saying like, "Fuck it, I'm the rage is too much. I have to finish the mission." Like it's nothing. It's the mission or nothing else. Like that was super Aaron Yeager of her. So besides Sylvie hot take being a Jaegerist, it was perfect. It was perfect, man. It was perfect. That's what I think. What do you think, Mizu?
Would you have plunged the sword?
Well, in terms of like future properties, then I definitely agree with that. But I was thinking more in terms of the actual story. I would have not done it for the simple fact of like how he said it, that you right now you're dealing with one devil. If you kill me, you have to deal with an infinite amount of me, and which is a reference to the comics, because here's the thing that people don't realize about Kang. Kang is like how I always say, Kang is Thanos if he controlled time, and not just one part of time, all of time, multi-dimensional time travel. You can't get rid of Kang. Kang will always exist. Kang, and if you think about it, especially how they explain it right now in the MCU, what it sounds like, Kang in itself is a Nexus being, because he is the person who discovers the multiverse. And granted, the multiverse has always existed, but he is the guy who branched it, who built the bridge to access any universe, and it's him.
That's crazy.
And even he said himself that other versions of him all figured this out. So with that being said, multiversal war, that kind of stuff happening. And he even said it himself that doesn't matter if you want to do this multiversal war thing again, I might just end up right back here.
You will just hit the reset button. Yeah.
Like reincarnation, how he said it. So though the TVA in itself, I would probably like change the concept or bureaucracy of the TVA, but I think I would have kept it around, because like the consequences are just too great. Especially, here's the thing, like I said, Kang the Conqueror is very scary. Think about it. Kang the Conqueror is so scary that all the beings in the universe, you got the Living Tribunal, Galactus, all these entities, Kang is up there. And the part that's so scary about him is that he is just a man.
Just human.
He is a human being. He's not Thanos, who is part of the deviant gene, who's part of this entity of godlike beings. He's not Galactus. He's none of that. He's a man who discovered something. And now has forever shaped the multiverse. And kind of like Galactus, he can't be defeated. He can only be prevented.
Yep. Exactly. And the thing is, he had prevented himself largely. Like the existence of the TVA is what made him essentially a Nexus being, is because he was the only copy of himself in order to stop himself from finding multiversal travel over and over and over again and branching on the timelines. He was controlling himself. Sylvie killing him did exactly what he said, made an infinite amount of devils. And yes, do the ends justify the means? I think in this specific situation, yes, they did. And I think Sylvie made a terrible, terrible mistake, and it was a massive betrayal, one that I think we will deal with consequentially in season 2. What was the second thing you were asking about? Was the second
the gravity of the choice that we just talked about in basically unleashing the dogs of hell, which are basically a multiverse of madness. Like we saw it happen. We saw it bloom before our very eyes. And I am extremely excited, not only because of what we talked about in terms of Kang becoming possibly the best villain the MCU has seen, even above Thanos, because he has so many personalities. Like so far, like the people. So for the people that may not know, the Kang that we saw is an amalgamation of 2 versions of Kang. It's Immortus and the He Who Remains, which basically they exist at the end of time. But Immortus, for example, in the comics, he didn't necessarily create the timekeepers. The timekeepers trained him, basically. They showed him the way, basically. Like, they showed him the way in terms of like truly what cosmic power is, and he became a menace to society. Rama Tut was out there like fucking shit up in Egypt, since Egyptian times.
Yep.
We also have Iron Lad.
Huh.
We have Iron Lad, which is what's this called? Richards, Nathaniel Richards.
Nathaniel Richards.
Yeah. So he's a descendant of Reed Richards, that literally starts the Young Avengers. Like, there's so many versions. There's so many versions of Kang that we haven't gotten to see, and Jonathan Majors could play all of them and give them like all different personalities and like stuff, like, which is ridiculous and also super fun to just think about. I just wanted to see from your perspective, because I already have my picks. My top 3 picks are Spider-Man, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four, in terms of the big 3 properties that I want to see now that the multiverse is real. I wanted to see your perspective. What are you most looking forward to now that the multiverse is confirmed real? We saw it happen.
Well, quick note before we get into that. If you guys want a really good, I don't know if either of you have watched Doom Patrol. It's DC. It's a DC television show. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. But essentially a really good representation of what Jonathan Powers could be doing here. Crazy Jane is a character in the DC Doom Patrol TV show, and she has 87 personalities, all with different abilities. And so like this one actress has to do like 14 different roles, all for this one role. And she does a fantastic job. Highly recommend you look into that show. It's fantastic. It's got 2 seasons. It's awesome. What am I most excited for? Probably what we got coming up most recent. I'm really excited for 10 Rings. Okay. No, 10 Rings. I'm very excited for Shang-Chi. Yep, Shang-Chi. And then Lady Thor, Love and Thunder, and then the Multiverse of Madness. That's got to be it for me. I mean, Spider-Man, obviously, I'm stoked on, but Spider-Man's never been my favorite hero of all time. Yeah. I know that probably hurts to hear. But yeah, probably I would love Natalie Portman. I would literally die for Natalie Portman. So I want to see her again. And then Shang-Chi is awesome. I love seeing like Asian heroes, Asian superheroes. That's fantastic. And then Multiverse of Madness, because, you know, doctors and science. That's my bread and butter, baby. So yeah, that's me. What about you, Mizu?
Well, one, I'll say definitely I agree with Jose with the X-Men, because honestly, looking at the MCU so far, I kind of thought it was going to be kind of hard to introduce the X-Men this late in the game and make it make sense, because of knowing the history of the X-Men. Because, you know, the X-Men have been around since man, and they're just the evolution of humans. And trying to explain their existence within the MCU without a multiverse was just going to be difficult. Yeah. And even if they did the one plan that some people thought that, oh, maybe after the snap, some people got powers, but that wouldn't make them mutants, honestly. That would make them more like Inhumans.
Yeah.
And that's not the same thing. So yeah. I'm happy that the multiverse works now, because that means there can be an alternate universe where you can say the Avengers didn't exist, but instead there were X-Men. The people who got mutant powers, and then they made a group. Some of them made a group, and it became the X-Men. So
that'd be sick.
Definitely looking forward for the X-Men. Also the Fantastic Four, but even then, I feel like you can still do that without the multiverse. But I'm happy that it does exist, so therefore we could get them through the multiverse. So that is a possibility. And
there's literally endless possibilities. That's the thing. Like, there's literally, like, the thing is, the creation of a multiverse opens you up to unlimited content. Like, they could do actually anything.
Yep.
It's almost a cop-out. Like, it's almost like I don't want to say it's an excuse for lazy writing, but like it's kind of an excuse for lazy writing. Like, you're just like, oh, the X-Men, you know, they were the Avengers in another universe, and now they're here. And you're like, well, I guess that makes sense. And like, I can't be upset about it, but like, you know, it's just the perfect little, like, it's the perfect little cop-out. Exactly. What was the last one, Mizu?
Yeah. What was the last one, Mizu?
I didn't actually. I mean, those are only 2. I can't think of any others at the moment.
Perfect.
But those are only 2.
We can't be as excited as Jose.
Speaking of that, Nick, have you heard of the Secret Wars comic line?
Sounds super familiar. That's with the Kree, right? That's with the Kree and Captain Marvel.
So not exactly, but I know, Mizu, you've heard of it. You know what it is, right? Okay,
Yes.
bet. So this is a perfect segue, because
explain it to Nick, the Marvel staple.
So the Secret Wars comic book event, what basically was a crossover event that happened in the 80s and then happened again, like they remade it basically in like 2015, I think the second comic book version was. And that's when they basically said there's like a multiversal war, wink wink, and two universes remain, and they're literally clashing against each other for like supremacy, and whichever, like they have, I think, a day or a specific amount of time to basically decide which one will be like come out on top, because if not, the entire multiverse will just die, right? So it's Earth 616, which is the MCU that we have right now, and the Ultimate Universe, and that's where we have Miles Morales. That's where we have Jane Foster Thor, right? Like it's two different universes that have a lot of characters that are converging now in the MCU, and we're like, holy shit, what's gonna happen? Like, are they gonna bring Secret Wars? And that was my biggest thing, because now that What If is a thing, we can talk about that too. What would be the biggest change that you would like in the MCU? Because now literally anything can happen. Because as we see from What If, we have T'Challa as Star-Lord. We can have what was the other one? The other big one. So
T'Challa, Star-Lord, there's zombies.
Marvel zombies. Like there's so many storylines that you could do Secret Wars.
Peggy is Captain America now.
Captain Britain, actually.
Captain Britain. So I mean, I don't know why she would be Captain America. That'd be a throw off.
So what would be the biggest change that you would like to see in the MCU? And then Mizu, in your case, do you think they should make Secret Wars the next like big arc in the MCU, or should they just like play with this amalgamation of glory that they have until something bright and new pops out?
Mizu, you're probably more well informed than me in terms of Marvel knowledge and what you would want. Give me a second to think on this. So I'm gonna let you take the floor first here.
Okay. So I definitely was actually expecting them to do Secret Wars for this phase, because it would have made more sense, because like in that one, first of all, you had to have Doctor Doom, and I was thinking that possibly Doctor Doom was going to be the main bad of this phase, but it turns out it's going to be Kang instead. Kang is going to be the big bad for this phase. With that being said, I can see them maybe possibly setting stuff up for Secret Wars, but I would say that for maybe like a different phase, because everything that transpires in the Secret Wars, it depends on, first of all, it all depends on how long they're gonna make this phase. So I don't know if they're gonna do more or less movies. It all depends. But if they're doing a lot more movies than just this phase alone, then there is a possibility of maybe Secret Wars being first and then Kang near the end.
It's a possibility, yeah.
But but if not, then I can definitely see Secret Wars being the next phase, phase 5. But I can't see it being done with Kang involved in a way.
Yeah. I know what I would want as a change, by the way. I know what I would want. You know what I would want? Redcon Dark Thor Dark World. Okay. That's what I want. That's why. No, I'm kidding. I actually want I want Beta Ray Bill.
Nice.
I want Beta Ray Bill as Thor. I would also think it would be really, really cool if we finally got Galactus at some point. I know it's a bit early, but I want to see like a little bit of Galactus, just because like he's like the one baddie that I've always loved from Marvel. Outside of that, listen, with Marvel, I let it take me. Okay. I trust that. Here's the thing with DC, I try to impose my will upon it because they always do the wrong thing. Okay. But with Marvel, I'm like a little kid at the park, dude. I grab daddy's coat and I let them pull me around and they lead the way. So I have nothing that I want changed. You know, I let what's his name? Feige, Feige, take the wheel, my guy.
Yeah,
but
bro.
DC, you better start listening to your fans. Start listening to your fans.
I agree. First of all, and second of all, because I do want rated, and it makes sense because there's an event within the Secret Wars where we see like all the versions of Thor just like converging, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful panel. It's a beautiful like storyline. The reason that I asked is because like I saw this through TikTok because I've seen a lot of Loki TikToks throughout the past week, but I want to see your opinions because that's one of the main questions that I had is like, who was in charge of the TVA? So yeah. But like, I meant, why would the TVA still be operational if Kang won in this timeline? And what I realized by watching a lot of TikToks is that in the beginning,
and they say you can't learn anything on social media.
Yes.
Right.
In the intro, we see a switch. So like in the intro, we see the different voices of things we've seen in the multiverse happening, right? From Avengers, we see the voices, we see like voices from WandaVision as it's panning out from our universe, which is in a black hole. And if you see that intro well, there's two black holes. That's why I mentioned Secret Wars, because it's two universes collapsing on each other. And if you see the intro again, it's literally us panning from one black hole and going into another one. And that's where Kang is. I don't know if it was just a graphical detail or if it was just like Feige being like big brain energy 200 IQ play, where he literally takes us from one black hole into another. This is where Kang is, and if you fuck up here, you're basically boom in another like multi-dimensional time scenario.
Wait. Okay, so the only note I had for the beginning was, am I supposed to know what's going on with this beginning? And then outside of that, if two black holes collapse on each other, they make it figure eight where they eat each other. And it's just physically like, I'm sorry, just quantums. No idea. I have literally no idea. I could see that happening. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, knowing Feige, but I have no clue. You clearly gone down the rabbit hole of conspiracies that I haven't even gotten near. Didn't even know. What, Mizu?
Oh, I was going to say that the part I do want to know, and there's some theories with that He Who Remains knew everything up to a certain point, and he had like a whole script and everything. And now some people are asking the question of where did he get that? Where did he get that? How was that set up? And there's a theory.
The script?
Yeah, like the script.
Well, doesn't he know everything that's happened in all of time? Yeah,
but even he said that like he only know to a certain point. So how did he know that that script was there? Where did all that come from? And some people speculate that because and it goes because it lines up because think about it, Miss Minutes goes to Renslayer, the judge, and she gives her information and she's like, "This is not what I wanted," and she's like, "Oh, but it will help you," and then she left.
Yeah.
Some people speculate that the script or this whole setup was from Kang the Conqueror himself from the beginning.
Well, didn't he say that? He said, I drove you here. He said, I brought you here.
Not He Who Remains. I mean, Kang himself. Kang the Conqueror.
My brain.
As in the bad guy. As in the bad guy. Yeah,
the bad guy. He knew that this would happen. And he knew that a version of himself would try to isolate the timeline. So he set it up in a way that he would go back to existing.
Oh God, it's like Madara programming his eyes to bring him back to life with a Rinnegan and
and it's kind of like with Renslayer because she was talking about like the whole concept of free will. Like only one person has free will, and that's the person in charge. And then after she mollywops freaking Mobius.
Was he even trying? Like, come on, bro.
I mean, he had to. He had to try because like he couldn't have gone out that easily.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was very sad. But and she was asking, where are you going? And she said, in search of free will. Some people speculate that she's looking for Kang himself. And of course, Kang and Renslayer are an item in the comic book. So there is a possibility that she could be going to find Kang the Conqueror and be a
sing Careless Whisper,
like right hand to him.
Okay, I'm gonna Jose, not to rain on your parade, but in terms of theories I've heard in the last 5 minutes, that one made sense to me. That one,
Yeah,
that
no,
one
yeah,
connected
I
in my
totally
neurons.
agree. Yeah,
The other one
she
about
is on
two
her way
black
to sing.
holes.
She's on her way to sing "Careless Whisper" to Kang.
Tonight
I
the
agree.
music seems so loud. Great song. Okay.
Well, one thing I want to get quick out of the way is first of all, Jonathan Majors' performance as Kang. First off, one thing I already knew this was going to be a banger because I knew who Jonathan Major was before he was casted in the
I've
MCU.
only seen him in the Five Bloods. That was it.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco is also beautiful.
Funny enough, but here's the thing: both of those are good, but that's not how he got the role of Kang. So what got him the role of Kang is he's in this show called Lovecraft Country, and if you love Lovecraftian horror and things of that nature,
as in like H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes, sir. Cthulhu and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a show based around H.P. Lovecraft's horror stories, or just like in the concept of H.P. Lovecraft.
So
and Jonathan Majors plays the main character named Atticus, also known as Tick, and he does an exceptional performance. So good that after hearing this, that's how he got the role of Kang the Conqueror. Like, oh, MCU, Kevin Feige talked to Jonathan Majors, and now he's going to be working in the MCU. We don't know yet. A month later, he's going to be playing Kang the Conqueror for the MCU, and great. Like, here's the thing: Lovecraft Country was so good that before it unfortunately got canceled for some, not gonna lie, HBO nonsense, it had
sounds about right.
Yep, it had 18 nominations from the Emmys.
Wow! In one season.
It's really good.
Have to look into this.
It's a really good show. It's an HBO Max. No, Showtime or HBO Max. I forgot. Yeah, it's really good.
It's on HBO Max. It was also on a Hulu bundle as well with HBO Max as well. So,
crazy.
Yes, that's when I heard that Jonathan Majors was going to be in there. I was like so excited to see what he was going to do. And once he showed up on screen, it was fantastic. I love how he was like eccentric. He was like the Willy Wonka of time almost.
I guess. Yeah, you could say like Willy Wonka was like just as scary as him when you really boil it down to it. No, he did a fantastic job. And I think good for him, hats off, and he's got a job. He's obviously he's already casted. He's gonna be in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, so like we'll be fine there. But so we talked about it earlier, and we talked about how Sylvie was essentially the one of the biggest betrayals we've seen in a long, long time, which leads us to this week's Stack 'em Up, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I would be remiss if I didn't say that Mizu was the winner of last week's Stack 'em Up, and it wasn't even close. It was not even close. Mizu got more than 5 times the votes from second place. So that's what we call sheer domination. That is Sakura in the MHA universe. Like, not even close. No diffing the competition.
Lord. I double checked the votes, and it's actually more. So I double checked the final tally, and he got 43 votes. You got around like 10, and I got 3. So,
and hey, listen, I'd also like to elucidate that this was posted on Jose's Instagram, and he got 3 votes. Leia.
Okay. No, it was Katara. It was
Katara. I know. Anyways, so our Stack 'em Up this week, of which Mizu will be going first, and the honor of going first is bequeathed upon last week's winner, because we don't tell each other who we're choosing for the Stack 'em Up. So if Mizu happens to choose, I don't know, mine, which I think he might, and I'm terrified, I'm going to have to literally scramble. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, the biggest betrayals in pop culture. Mizu, the floor is yours.
Well, I mean, I had 2 in mind. So the first one, and this the part that's going to be so sad about this, and I hope you guys know who I'm talking about because I cannot pronounce the character's name.
Oh, good.
So the betrayal, I say that it was one of the most impactful, and I say not just in terms of for us as an audience, but as in terms of the story, will have to be the movie The Watchmen.
Oh.
And the character, I cannot pronounce his name. He has a whole long name.
Ozymandias.
The Owlman?
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
Or whatever his name is. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna say Mandius for short.
Yeah,
so
Mandius.
I just call him the Owlman.
Yeah.
Oh, not Owl. The other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. There is another owl-looking guy in there.
Yeah. Not Owl at all. It's a guy.
Ozymandias. Yeah, the genius. Jeffrey Bezos. Yeah.
So he, a reason why I say his portrayal is so impactful. First of all, in the start of the movie, we're trying to figure out who murdered the comedian.
Mm-hmm.
A man came in and was an ordinary man, straight up murked the comedian. And he was, I guess, of course, very complicated person. And they were trying to unsolve this mystery. But while that was happening, all these other strings of problems were happening. Rorschach, basically the Batman of Watchmen, gets framed for a villain's murder and goes and ends up in jail.
Such a dope scene.
The previous Owlman, gets beaten up by old gangsters, just out of nowhere. And then, of course, we have Mandius with his whole plan his secret plan to take over the world and look at it how it is. So, but the thing that makes it so crazy is that he was at it all along, and they never knew until he said so.
That was way too late.
He was even working with them.
Yep.
Until they found out that he was behind it this entire time. And the part that's so even more damning is that he became the villain at the end, and Mandius won. Instead of being that typical villain who just explains his plan, in
one of the coldest lines in cinema history.
And he's like, oh yeah, like it takes this while for it to start. I already activated it 30 minutes ago.
Do you think I would sit here and explain to you my plans like some comic book villain if I knew there was a chance you could in fact change about it? It went into action 30 minutes ago. And that's when you find out an entire city of people just got nuked. Ozymandias is a badass. Go read the Watchmen comics. Also, they actually did they did a Watchmen show that won a bunch of Emmys. It was very, very good. That was also very good. Yeah.
So I have to say that in terms of that, because one, he was part of the group for a long time. He was one of the, I would say, he was the second generation of the Watchmen, the Avengers of their universe, the Dark Avengers of their universe.
Yeah, they're not good people.
Oh yeah, they're very all complicated individuals with complicated past, and he was there with them the entire time, and out of nowhere, he was the one behind everything. Yeah. He was from the beginning. He was the one that killed comedian. He was the one that paid the gangsters to go kill old man Owl. Yep. He was the one behind, he was behind everything. He even convinced Dr. Manhattan, the whole thing that happened with Dr. Manhattan, and he felt as though that every time people were next to him, they got cancer. But it turns out Mandius was the one giving people cancer to make Dr. Manhattan think that it was his being was the reason why people were dying. Yep. And that's when he had that whole God complex and left planet Earth to become his own thing and just wiped away basically all his humanity.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how hard it is to trick an entity that literally sees time in a flat circle? Like he's like, why don't you care about the events? He's like, because I have seen everything that will ever happen. It's a hard man to trick. Really hard. Technically, he should have known Ozymandias' plan, but he wasn't really worrying about that at the moment. Okay, Misa, who was your second one?
Well, this one was kind of a little bit more basic, but I was going to say that Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. And
the younglings!
Huh?
The younglings!
So the reason now, was it the most surprising betrayal? No, but was it a betrayal? No. Yeah. Absolutely. On a on a grandiose scale. Mm-hmm. The man who was supposed to be prophesied as the savior of the galaxy turned out to be its destroyer.
Yeah. Well,
he's been trained. Of course, granted, you had the naysayers who didn't trust him, such as Mace Windu, and I feel so bad because Mace Windu's been saying it from the get-go, like, "Hey, I don't care for Anakin Skywalker.
Don't like his smell.
That this man could be a monster, and nobody listened to him." But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, Mace Windu, you giving him the cold shoulder didn't help either. So
no, he could have definitely approached it a bit differently.
Yeah, he could have definitely approached it, but him turning to the dark side, him being the reason the Jedi fall, him being the reason that the Empire rise and took over all the galaxy. And again, like he's been hyped up as the man who's been prophesized. And I like how they turned that twist of this man who's supposed to be prophesized as the, like, again, the savior of the galaxy, the beacon of hope, the person who would bring balance to the Force.
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not leave it in chaos.
Which one are you picking, though? Which one are you picking?
That's a good question.
Okay, but either way, I'm gonna go with Mandius.
Okay, I like that. Jose, listen, please take the floor.
Biggest betrayals. I was thinking about this one earlier today, but
do you want me to go first? Do you need more time?
I have my picks. I just don't know which one to choose for.
Oh, okay.
Because I was gonna say, I was gonna say Fredo from The Godfather. Fredo's betrayal literally like is like icon. It's iconic for a reason.
Son to me.
Yeah, literally, like Fredo's betrayal, his deception in The Godfather is like all-time greatest betrayals, and he got. I mean, it's synonymous with like it's an insult to Italians. Like being called a Fredo is literally like you're a traitor. so yeah. But I will choose.
I was gonna say, bold of you to assume the majority of our listener base has seen The Godfather.
This one, I highly doubt that everybody that listens to us has seen this. But if you haven't and you are of age, watch this movie. My pick for the biggest betrayer / con man / whatever you call it is Sullivan from Martin Scorsese's The Departed.
Oh yeah,
Matt Damon is literally the king of the double cross.
What he gets his.
Yes, I was obviously gonna pick Vader, but like since Vader's gone, I would pick Sullivan, and this is why.
He took Ozymandias.
Oh, he took Ozymandias. Well,
yeah, he took Ozymandias.
Now that I said Sullivan, it actually makes sense because he did it twice in the same movie. So his entire thing is being a mole for the police department, and he's literally brought up by a like master criminal, Jack Nicholson. What an amazing performance that was too.
The movie's just a masterpiece.
The movie's a masterpiece.
Boston, baby.
Sully literally betrays Leonardo DiCaprio because he's the mole in the police department, and he also betrays Frank Costello. He betrays the person that he's trying to protect publicly, and he also betrays his own mentor, and then meets the beautiful end.
Mark Wahlberg
is Mark fucking Wahlberg, bro.
Yeah, he does. And then it pans to a rat.
Yes, the rat in the department. So I would have picked Fredo because of the fact, like the impact that movie had in like just like pop culture, Italian culture, just like everything it did. That movie was just ridiculous. But I would still pick Sullivan. I have a feeling that I'm gonna lose, but I would pick Sullivan.
I was gonna say, very bold of you to go with a 40-year-old movie and a 20-year-old movie. But listen, go off, King.
All right, go Nick.
I believe that gives me the floor, and to my surprise, my thing is still here. I'd say when it comes to betrayals, especially in anime, there isn't one bigger than Reiner and Bertolt. Like, come on, are you really gonna tell me that the people who kicked in the wall were in the scout corps the whole time and then decided, you know what, hey Aaron, hey, you know how your mom died in that initial attack of the Titans? Well, that was our fault. Do you want to come with us? Like, that would be such a kooky thing if you did that. Listen, if you're watching Attack on Titan, I'm sure it's been spoiled for you by now. TikTok is, what TikTok is. So it doesn't really hit like it hit for us who are watching it on a week by week basis. But when you see just them grim face, be like, we're the armored and the giant, like in the colossal Titan. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And then the fight that ensues. Aaron's like, you shouldn't have taught me how to fight. And he's MMA grappling the armored Titan, and the colossal Titan has the bite himself to drop on down. That was chef's kiss, perfect anime portrayal as high as it goes. There's dozens of other portrayals that all could have made the list. Shao Tucker to his daughter and his wife is a good one. There's a lot of them. Father to Edward and Alphonse. There's so many. Also the general who's essentially like Stalin, in all of FMAB essentially. But yeah, Reiner and Bertolt. That's no. You chose the 20-year-old crime movie and the 40-year-old crime movie, sir. You made your bed. Lay in it. What is it?
Well, now that we all chose, nobody can pick it.
No backseats.
But the biggest betrayal, we fucking missed it. We missed it, bro. It's Scar from The Lion King. It's Scar from Long Live the King.
That's fair.
The biggest betrayal. That's the biggest
one.
But it's gone. It's gone.
Since Nick brought up anime, I was gonna say Black Zetsu for Madara.
I thought about that, but I was like, was it a betrayal? Because him and Black Zetsu weren't really working together. Like, he didn't really know about Black. I mean, I guess Black Zetsu was part of the Akatsuki, but like, yeah, no, that would have been a good one as well. Madara just getting a hole punched at him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can find the poll. You'll be able to find the poll the day, like, I believe we'll probably put it up Monday-ish on Jose's Instagram. Go and give us a vote, please. Reiner and Bertolt. I can't lose again. I can't get blown out again. I can't live with that. So
dude, I got blown out by like all the votes. Yeah.
I think we might be looking at that situation again. We should have a punishment for the loser. We should have next week. Have a
cosplay.
Cosplay. I'll get in the bunny suit. All right. So in the What If universe where Jose actually does win next week, I'd say it's about less likely than the zombies, the Avenger zombies that we saw in this What If trailer. But gentlemen, do we want to talk about it? About 2 minutes of glory that trailer was.
I'm just
and it
mad.
all makes more sense now.
What are you mad
about?
No, I'm just mad because I also thought about Severus Snape in Harry Potter. Damn it, bro. Damn it.
That's not really, but he's a double. It's a double cross.
I know it's a double cross. But yes, the What If trailer. What an amazing 2 minutes, man. Like the gravity of what the multiverse is has now hit us different, because literally everything that you think could happen has happened, and technically in the Marvel universe. So I would just like to see, what was your favorite thing from the trailer?
I'm gonna say probably Peggy as Captain Britain. I think that's probably my coolest thing. Just because, like, in terms of like female representation in a powerful and meaning way is awesome. And B, just like, she looked sick. Like, it just, like, when it really boiled down to it, looked sick. Like, I think the zombie Avengers is kind of like kitschy. I think Captain Britain is a nice take on like the whole thing. You know, I mean, Killmonger saving Tony Stark, which would probably mean that Iron Man never gets created, is also really cool. T'Challa as Star-Lord is cool, but that doesn't really get me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't get me. But yeah, I would say probably Peggy is Captain Britain.
What about you, Mizu?
I would definitely have to say Killmonger saving Tony, because think about it. He saves Tony before Tony realizes the repercussions and consequences of his weapon building. And you know, and it looks like how he is, Killmonger still might be on his road to, you know, trying to get vengeance for his father. And got two individuals who haven't learned the errors of their ways working together.
Love that.
So
call that
he might give Tony might give Killmonger some upgrades. I wouldn't say a suit or nothing like that, but he might give him some weapon,
just big old weapons. Yeah, that's all Killmonger needs. He threw a missile.
Yes,
I don't think he needs a suit.
And the second thing I have to say I'm looking forward to is I want to see what they're gonna do with it with T'Challa being Star-Lord, because that is an interesting concept that I've never heard before. And I think the reason they did it because in the comic books right now, Black Panther has a whole planet right now because he is on basically right now. Black Panther is going galactic, and I think that's what they're pulling from, possibly in a way of like, oh, since Black Panther's galactic, we can kind of do something similar to that. We're gonna put T'Challa. He's gonna be Star-Lord. But one thing I want to say to y'all real quick that I don't know if y'all noticed in the trailer. So when they pan off how they did the whole panning of all the event with the Avengers,
yeah,
but
like
they
the first,
replaced it with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
With T'Challa being Star-Lord. If you pause it and look to your corner where T'Challa is, Black Panther is standing right there.
Yeah,
like next to T'Challa.
Next
Yes,
to
Gamora.
Next to Gamora. It's Star-Lord, T'Challa, Gamora, and then Black Panther, but we don't know who's inside the suit.
So that's and I want to know what's going on with that. Who is in the Black Panther suit?
Killmonger, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe? So correct me if I'm wrong here. Are we only dealing with one universe in the What If? So is every episode a new universe? Is it going to be like the Star Wars anime?
There could be, yeah, because for example, the Marvel universe is another like comic book series in an alternate dimension. So like it's just a lot of stories.
Okay.
But
that's actually kind of
going to be canon. What is speculated is that it's going to be.
I guess it's canon, but far away. It's not canon to the MCU.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But, yeah.
It's just like what's going on in the Multiverse of Madness, essentially. It's not like it's like, sure, it's canon, but like it's happening about as far from the story as physically possible.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, sir, you posed a question. What's your answer?
I have a two-pronged answer. And it's not from the trailer. It's from the poster. So if you see the official poster for the What If series, there's two big things that stood the fuck out in that series. It is Sorcerer Supreme Spider-Man, of course. Literally Spider-Man wearing the cloak of levitation, which is ridiculous. I was like, yo, Spider-Man is powerful. Imagine him being Doctor Strange. And then the second one, which is even more wild, is Vision.
Never change, Jose.
I'll never
change.
Vision wearing a suit of armor similar to Ultron with all 6 Infinity Stones in his chest. He's literally like a Warcraft character with literally all the Infinity Stones. Vision is ridiculous.
Bad for your health.
That's bad for
your health. That's terrible. So I guess the thing that's interesting about that is essentially, I mean, he is just a living embodiment of one of the stones. Yeah. So who better to wield the stones than essentially than the stones? Yeah. Like, I guess I feel like he wouldn't really impose any radical change to the universe, like, because he is just
the wielder.
At that point, the universe. Because the stones are created by the Big Bang. They are like essentially a representation of the universe. So who better to yield the power of the universe than the universe?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that. Cool.
It's ridiculously wild.
And then I guess we can talk about the What If universe that Space Jam 2 was a good movie.
Welcome to the slam and welcome to the jam. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, because that is almost less likely than Vision getting all 6 stones, because that movie fucking sucked. Oh my God, that movie was bad. Wow. I mean, at least that's the stance I was taking on it. I have never in my life seen a studio ride its own dick harder than Warner Brothers just did with that movie. Oh my God. Come on down to the Warner Brother 3000. We got AIG, God, whatever. And then it's just like every single Warner Brothers IP slammed in there. Like, dude, did you remember we did Game of Thrones? Do you remember we did all these DC comics? Do you remember when you did Batman versus Superman? Okay. Do you remember Wonder Woman 84, which they did reference for some reason? Like, that movie did well. Like, I have never seen a studio, a company that has done less than Warner Brothers, like pat itself on the back longer than that movie. Oh my goodness.
Mizu, I'm pretty sad because I think our podcast has limited the amount of times that we'll be able to work with Warner Brothers. For all the
want to
hate
work with Warner Brothers. Okay, the first thing we ever talked about was
Mortal Kombat.
The fact that they destroyed more. Yeah, where was the Mortal Kombat world? Warner Brothers. Okay, Iron Giant and Superman are in here. Where are the 18 franchises you destroyed? You don't deserve to pat yourself on the back. You ruin everything you get your hands on. Am I alone? Am I going insane?
Okay.
Am I canceling myself?
I wanna see what Mizu has to say, but I think this is just my perspective, right? I was able to enjoy Fast 9 for what it was because it didn't it itself did not take itself seriously, and neither did this. I feel like this movie took itself less seriously than even the original Space Jam. So like the original Space Jam was a sports movie with the Looney Tunes, because if you think about it, it was literally like a Michael Jordan film with the Looney Tunes added to it, because it was just like fighting for the monster.
This was not a
this was literally just like a LeBron Fest confused face like extravaganza with a lot of IP that Warner Brothers was like, hey, you remember this? We have all the Hanna-Barbera characters. So like we have all Scooby-Doo, we have the Flintstones, we have everything like that. And then like you had Game of Thrones and DC World. So like it was a sensory overload.
It literally was.
It was fun. I liked it. It was fun. I would give it a 6.7 out of 10. 6.7 out of 10. That's my rating. We can go into detail, but I want to see what Mizu has to say. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed was obviously,
LeBron's acting.
Well, the bazinga.
Is he better or worse? Is he better or worse than LeBron?
Better actor than Jordan. Yes.
Jordan, you think so?
Better actor. Yes. Than Jordan. Yes. Yes. There were moments where I saw it. It's like, okay, he's acting. Like he's actually acting. Like it was no bad. Like inside the lines, it's all work. It's the same thing as like I have family. But no, there were moments.
He literally said family is everything, and I was like, I was waiting for, because Dom Toretto isn't he? No, they're Universal. I wanted to see like, and this is the Fast 9 universe. That would have been, oh my goodness. Imagine Dom Toretto pulls out. That would have been fantastic. But no, I'm sorry. Keep going on.
No, I was gonna say like Don Cheadle knew what he was getting into. Don Cheadle carried.
Bright spot.
Don Cheadle carried.
One bright spot.
Obviously. Yeah. The Michael Jordan like mix up cameo was pretty fun. I liked it.
Yes.
But yeah, Mizu, what did you think of this movie?
Well, kind of like you, I went in already thinking that this was going to be bad. I mean, first of all, let's be honest with you. The only reason why we say Space Jam, we hype up Space Jam is only because of nostalgia. But realistically, Space Jam, I'm talking about the original Space Jam, is a bad movie.
It had Bill Murray in it.
It's still a bad movie, though. It's still
this movie had Little Ray, who's been in one good movie.
Like
Little Rel.
But overall,
Rel.
Still, like I already knew. But the reason why I got like greenlit because everybody like loved it, and it was as in like nostalgia-wise to people. A lot of us grew up with it, so they made one. So I already went in thinking that Space Jam was going to be bad. Anyway, it was going to be probably bad, corny, possibly. So with that being said, I do have a different outlook on it. Now, is it still a bad film? Yes.
Yes.
Now, I will do it. I do agree with the whole sensory overload. Like, there was too much Warner Brothers IP in
self-congratulatory.
Yeah, it's just like, we get it. We get it that you guys did this, that, and the third. Like, we get that.
Like, congrats on making the Superman animated TV show in the 90s. Like, why was that really the number one thing we had? First off, that show, the animated TV show for DC is incredible. The Justice League is awesome.
There were parts that I did like.
Mm-hmm.
One, I did like Bugs and LeBron trying to get the crew together, and we saw where they were. Like in different movies, and I like how they kept the movie the same, but just kind of cut them in there and what they're doing. Because it was very Looney Tunes things for them to do. I like that. I liked part of it. I like how when Daffy Duck thought he stopped the train and Superman actually showed up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and the whole Justice League was just like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
Superman,
what are you doing?
Superman wasn't taking no BS. Superman was like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
They went to Fury Road. They went to Mad Max Fury Road.
That was kind of cool. I did not see that coming.
That's cool as fuck.
I made sense for Road all the little cameos that they did. I did not see that coming. I like how they replaced Mini-Me from Austin Powers with, and then Sylvester was the hairless cat.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I honestly think where I lost the plot was once that stopped happening. Once they actually started the basketball game is where I lost the plot.
Now the part I was a little just a bit confused on was like, now they kind of based it off of LeBron's son's game, like they did off of style points and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the scoreboard thing, I just didn't care about anymore because I'm just like, okay, we're already at 1,000 points.
What are we doing?
It's the first quarter of the game. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here, but that part, and I'm not gonna lie, the Michael B. Jordan joke, I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. It was funny because you were really thinking that Michael Jordan was gonna make a cameo.
I did think they even put him.
They put the music. They put the music. Bum, 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 bum,
they also Michael B. Jordan was wearing the Space Jam 11s.
Yes,
which was also cool.
But plus, here's the thing, and plus, it makes so much sense because even Michael B. Jordan himself has often talked about how he gets confused with Michael Jordan all the time, and he even used to his advantage. But when he orders food off of Grubhub and all that kind of stuff, he was just like, "Oh, this is Michael." He just says Michael Jordan, and they just come here real quick. But regardless, I think that was funny, and I like how he tried to stay like, okay, but I can still have you guys up. Yeah, we can still do this. And they're like,
yep,
no, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna leave.
I'll see myself out. Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to where I was.
But, there was one overall, part. Go on.
I already went in thinking it was bad, so my outlook on it was a little bit better, and I'll definitely give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Okay,
and
we're in the
sixes. And I think one of the biggest things was also kind of LeBron's acting. Granted, I do agree with Jose saying that his acting was a little bit better than Jordan's acting, but there were some parts where I was like, LeBron, I'm not gonna lie, the whole scene where we find out like when LG Don Cheadle's character becomes a bad guy, that whole little pitch scene, and the reason why he didn't like it, this scene felt so forced. That felt so forced for plot. I'm like, really? You're telling me that this advanced algorithm that you've never seen before, and you're saying it's trash?
Yeah.
What kind of nonsense was that? I was like,
it's the worst idea I've ever heard. And like, what was their idea?
I was like,
what was their idea? They were
I was sitting here with Don Cheadle, like, really, LeBron? Like,
why are you pissed? Like, why are you mad, bro? We're trying to make you money. First off, all we have to do is scan you. They wanted to scan him and then put him into movies retroactively. That was literally it. And he was like, I gotta focus on the game. And I was like, you have to stand in a machine for 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, no. Here's the thing. My thing is, I think they knew that LeBron is a better actor. For those of you listening, I'm doing air quotes right now. So they tried to make LeBron act. Michael Jordan doesn't have to act in the original Space Jam. It's just like he falls in a hole and then he plays basketball for an hour and then that's it. Like LeBron was like, it's all about family, and it was about like making a connection with his son. There was no plot in Space Jam. They were just trying to beat the Monstars. There was a subplot about the video game and all that. His son wanting to do what he wanted to. So it was like they had to make LeBron act, which is why I think it was more evident to me, his acting. Anyways, if we're talking my score, I'm giving it a 3.3 only based on the fact that there was a game. The only thing I liked in the movie was game blouses, which is a Dave Chappelle reference to one of the funniest skits. Charlie Murphy, rest in peace, does a whole skit about how he and Eddie Murphy were at Prince's house, also rest in peace, who, when they played a game of basketball and Prince was nice at basketball, and once he hits the last shot, he goes, game blouses. One of the funniest skits in Dave Chappelle history. But yes, that was the only part of the movie I enjoyed. I didn't even finish it. I was like, I need to watch the new episode of Boruto. I need to watch a new episode of MHA. So I was doing more important things. So yes, no, that is my final score on it. But something that I did enjoy this week was this week's episode of The Bad Batch.
Oh, dude, we have so many bangers happen this week. So many bangers.
I'm happy we've gotten the bad stuff out of the way at least. Yeah, that's what's good for me. But yes, this episode's week of Bad Batch was incredible. Not a lot in terms of plot development, but we did see a lot in terms of characters that we just got introduced to last episode getting more fleshed out in terms of their motivations and what's going on their Earth, specifically that being Ryloth. And we saw a pretty cool episode, really. Like I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, we got a really cool fight between Omega breaking everybody out, breaking Hera's parents out of prison and all that. What'd you guys think of it?
I actually liked the subplot of like Hera and Omega, because it's the first time they're going out together and actually succeeding at like doing the mission together. So like without any help of the Clone Squad 99. So I liked that. I also like that they fleshed out Hauser a little bit more. So Hauser is the clone that's like working with the Admiral. And actually, no, he's not a defective. He's just a commander from the clone army. He's just like, we haven't. I mean, I don't remember. Did you remember him seeing him in the Clone Wars or Rebels? Mizu, Hauser.
I don't recall at the moment. Maybe he might have been in there, but I don't recognize him.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm, because like he defied basically the inhibitor shit. But yeah, basically he was.
So did a lot of the clones.
Yeah, he was chill. The main thing that I got from the episode is the brutality that is like the Empire, just
fascist rule, baby.
Yeah, they're just like it's always like occupation.
I said that like I liked it. I don't like fascism.
No.
I was like, fascist rule, baby. Hell yeah.
In media. But yeah, we'll talk about the whole Crosshairs scenario at the end. Mizu, what did you think of the episode?
I mean, I definitely have to agree with you. I like the subplot. I like seeing Omega and Hera working together.
Yeah.
I think the part I definitely like the most is at the very end, where I guess the Admiral gave Crosshairs the leeway to go hunt them down personally.
Yep. We're getting into it now, baby.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like, oh man, now this man's on a mission on his own to go take them out. Oh.
Yeah. So my only thing with these two episodes is, now that we're done with Ryloth, right? Essentially, like I mean, I guess it was cool that we got to see it tie into Rebels. Hera being a very important character in Rebels. It's cool seeing Omega's growth. Essentially, her masterminding that entire escape with Hera was awesome. And one of my notes was, how is it every episode we're still doubting Omega, and how is it every episode Omega is still coming up as the most important person in the entire Clone 99 squad? and then what really comes down to it, though, is now that Hera is free and all of that, what did these two episodes do to progress the plot in any meaningful way, necessarily?
The main thing that in my eyes is them being closer to being freedom fighters and joining the rebellion.
I guess, yeah.
And the second thing is somebody's biting the dust, because Crosshairs is now literally. But hear me out. This is my biggest thing. Did you like that last scene in the episode is literally Crosshairs like realizing that like it's like there's no way back here. Like there's no way back at all. Like,
oh yeah, it's on site.
You could see it in his face. Like he's grimacing. He's like, "Fuck, am I actually gonna do this? Like, am I gonna like fight my? Am I really gonna fight the entire Clone Squad? Am I gonna like betray my friends?"
Like, you don't know how powerful these people are. Like they will run the show.
Bro, that look that he get, like as soon as like everybody was loading the ships to go to the refinery, he's like, that's not their main target. Like he knew he knew exactly what was coming, and he still got duped. So like I think that we're gonna get a lot more Crosshairs moving forward, because we only have like 4 episodes left. We only have 4 episodes left, gentlemen.
That was
like,
episode 12.
Yeah, it was episode 12 of 16.
Wow, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're literally on the back end of the Bad Batch. And I'm surprised I haven't seen well, I mean, it hasn't like nothing has been like shocked us like really big so far, but I haven't seen a lot of people just like talking about the Bad Batch. That's actually something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like, have you seen hype for this show?
Have you seen hype for an animated TV show ever?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the same boat with Jose. I never really see anybody talk about it. The only time I heard people talk about it per se is either people who are like really within the Star Wars community.
Yeah.
And people who seen the first episode since it was like an hour long.
Yeah.
But besides that, like in terms of just pop culture wise, no one really is talking about Bad Batch like that.
I think Marvel's just...
I heard more about Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Wait, what do you mean?
And stuff like other stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you meant like you like heard more about a new season coming out. And I was like, that's fair. Actually, Harley Quinn did get a fair amount of hype because Harley Quinn's a masterpiece. I like Harley Quinn is really, really good. DC is so good at making TV shows. It's so bad at
animated TV shows.
Animated TV show. No. Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol are both very good.
Okay, but CW, I'm not giving you the Arrowverse. I'm not giving you the Arrowverse.
No one claims CW.
I was gonna say, don't involve CW.
No one claims CW. The Flash is the worst thing currently getting put out on television, and that includes like C-SPAN. Okay, I would rather watch infomercials than the Flash.
I mean,
okay?
Where's the lie though? Think about it. Everybody was so hyped in the beginning about Flash, and now Flash is now kind of a joke.
It's literally a meme of itself.
Same thing with, unfortunately, one of my favorites at first. Same thing with like Black Lightning. First was fantastic.
Yep.
Now it's kind of becoming a joke.
It just eats itself. It's like, what's the snake that eats its own tail? It's like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just eats itself. It memifies itself. I would rather watch Riverdale than new episodes of The Flash. And I mean that. Okay. So a lot of people aren't talking about it, and that's unfortunate. But it is a niche Star Wars story. And if we're being honest, Star Wars doesn't have the power it used to. Star Wars has put out 5 movies in the past 15 years, let's say, because I'd say episode 3 came out in 2003-ish, right?
Yeah.
And
2005.
Of them, one was okay and one was good. And like I don't think Star Wars has a grip over this generation, like because that's the thing. Bad Batch is aimed at us. Bad Batch is, let's be real, aimed at a younger generation probably, and all Star Wars fans, but Star Wars fans are an older generation.
Yeah, I feel like and it makes sense that Bad Batch is truly aimed at the people who liked the Clone Wars, liked Rebels, they like the Mandalorian, because it's adding a lot of context to those shows and to those movies. I'm specifically talking about Clone Wars and Rebels because like it's adding a lot of context to that. But and I think this is something that we can discuss at length in another episode. But like, will Star Wars ever be as big as it once was? Because like I think for example, the Mandalorian, while the Mandalorian is on, I feel like everybody's talking about it. Like everybody's talking. Dude, when Mandalorian season 2 came out, Mandalorian season 2 came out, and everybody was hyped as fuck. Like at least I saw. It might have also been because of the story of adding Grogu, who was like the cute factor, the toy selling factor, that was also big. But bro, like I remember that finale where like Luke Skywalker showed up, the internet was like exploding because like people was like, yo, this is what Star Wars could be moving forward, but they're not because the movies were made
bad. They were bad
horribly.
You can say it. Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy.
I think you need to like realize like it's not even saying that Star Wars won't be powerful, like it won't be in the front of the zeitgeist, because it still is. I mean, they just made a whole new Star Wars world in Disney like a year ago. So but I'm saying like the grip Star Wars had, the absolute stranglehold on media, they had in the 70s and 80s. They will never have that
It's
again.
Marvel now.
It's Marvel now, exactly. And nothing is knocking off Marvel for a long time. Like Star Wars could have continued its reign if like the prequels were critically like acclaimed in a good way. Then you hit the sequels right. Star Wars could have held that grip on society for so long. Who's to say if let's say the prequels do fantastic and then the sequels also do well? Who knows if Marvel is as important as it is today? Because and since we're talking what if universes, what if Star Wars never loses its shot? What if it never, like, Star Wars became Michael Jordan on the Wizards? If I'm gonna do like a crazy connectivity of everything, like
damn.
today, Star Wars became Michael Jordan on the Wizards, and like, you still want to go see Michael Jordan on the Wizards because that's Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Like, it's still Michael Jordan, but like, he's not gonna bring you to a championship. He's not gonna 92 bowls this.
Mizu, what do you think? Like,
I'm definitely agreeing with Nick to a point that like right now, Marvel is like the big thing, and in Star Wars just has like too many fumbles to be on their level. However, I will say that there is still a possibility that they can still change things around. Like a lot, the Mandalorian had a great reception. Everybody really liked that kind of stuff. And if they kept stuff like that, more contained stories, if they kind of took a Marvel approach and like focused on more specific contained stories that just happen to be in the Star Wars universe, then I feel like they would do a lot of great things with that. Same thing with one thing that a lot of fans have been asking for is that they should do a series or a movie series on the Old Republic when there were tons of Jedi, there were tons of Sith, there was all out galactic war going on. Like a lot of interesting things happen around that time. We had interesting Jedi, more interesting than Yoda. We had interesting Sith, more
Revan,
famous than Darth Sidious himself, the Emperor. Yep. If they focused on stuff like that, then they could have a possibility to be up there, but maybe not on the same level, but to be up there with Marvel. But if they keep fumbling like this, especially when it comes to movies, bad movie reception, the prequels, some bad video games, like granted, we got the one Jedi game,
Jedi,
but a lot of people weren't so big on that new Battlefront game. Battlefront and the other Battlefront 2 game.
It sucked.
Like, so with that being said, like if they just get it together, I feel like they could have a chance at it. But as of right now, I can't see them being on their level.
Yeah, you know what my hot take is?
Oh, what is it?
And I think this is going to be like a big thing.
Other than thinking that our fan base is going to vote for Fredo as a
I chose Sullivan. I chose Sullivan. I should have chosen Scar.
Vote for Fredo just to prove you wrong.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you're hitting your heart for me, choose Fredo.
You know what? Nick's talking a lot of shit. I'm gonna be
talking a lot of shit. Yeah, you're gonna lose, man. But and it's a perfect segue. Damn, a lot of perfect segues today. The two things that could bring Star Wars back into the front of the zeitgeist because they're led by people that know the context and know how to make really big, expansive and cohesive storylines, aka Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Star Wars anime with the Star Wars story. Yeah, because we already have Star Wars anime confirmed. And we also have the Ahsoka TV show that is also confirmed, and Kenobi. So like we have Kenobi, Ahsoka. Like if you had that lineup of like really good contained storylines, which is the anime, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and Kenobi, and you at some point bring in like the Old Republic with like either old games or old movies, and you give me fucking Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan. Star Wars will come back. Star Wars and will come back.
I've been praying for Darth Revan for so long.
Keanu, give me Keanu,
so
bro.
Good in it.
Give me Keanu.
I know he would do the work. He would do the work. Keanu does the work.
The thing is, bro, Oh my god, dude, Revan is such a cool character because
Look
it'd be
him
just
up.
like Jonathan Majors, because Revan is a Sith, then he becomes a Jedi again, and then he becomes a Sith again, and then he literally transcends the Force itself. And you have Keanu Reeves, who's played villains, and he's played like John Wick, and he's played Neo. He's the chosen one. Like, just do it, Disney. Just do it, Favreau. Please give us Darth Revan
His
with Keanu
design
Reeves.
is absolutely dope. First off, he also, there's a lot of people. You look up Darth Revan, and most of it is like fan croppings of Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan. So I would say there's some power there.
Honestly, I feel like they should have honestly make Dave Filoni like in charge in a way like how Kevin Feige is for Marvel, but he's not. He's just like the person who just directs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's somebody else, I don't know the person's name, but they are in charge of the Star Wars department so much.
Keanu,
but I wish that Dave Filoni.
Keanu Reeves.
Kathleen Kennedy, but she's on her way out.
Oh, she's still. I would say she's still there. I thought she left.
I thought she already resigned.
Should.
Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see.
She should be making her way for the door. But besides that,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, no, it was a great episode. We're building for it, and yeah, no, there isn't a lot of people talking about the show, unfortunately. But you know, it's just that's reality. I mean, I guess it just doesn't. It didn't have the hook, I guess, necessarily. It's unknown characters in an unknown timeline necessarily, and so I think we're just seeing this kind of hole in terms of draw to it, unfortunately. But unless Jose, you can find this lady or this person you're looking for, anything, what'd you find?
No, just like they're just trying to replace Kathleen Kennedy. Because like the head of Lucasfilm, like it's just Lucasfilm is kind of a dumpster fire right now, just like trying to find who's gonna take the reins. I would give it to Dave Filoni because he's like, bro, he was trained by George Lucas. Come on, bro.
Like we're all free, Disney. I'm quitting my job in August, Disney. I have time. I'm gonna be free like 2 days a week.
I don't have to be in charge, Disney, but I definitely want reins over the Old Republic though, because I have an idea that's been sitting in my mind for the past 5 years that could work if they just heard me out.
Is he asking for so much, Disney? Is he asking for he doesn't even want full control, or he just wants one IP? I mean, is that too much to ask? What, Jose?
No, Mizu, you were going to say something.
Can you text your talent manager about this, please?
No.
The
thing is, actually, I'm actually really interested in this. Like, has there ever been because I know there's never going to be a consensus, but like everything or most of the things that we have seen that are like fan-made retellings or like stuff that like how I would have made X thing better. Like it's so much better. Like everything is so much better. Everything.
And at first you would think that, because fans want all kinds of things. And sometimes fans don't have I will admit, like sometimes fans don't have a good idea of what they're looking for. But man, when you watch these videos of people explaining what would I've done differently in the Star Wars prequels, what have I done here? And you're just like, this is actually pretty good. Like this would have worked. I would have, some of them are so good that I'm not gonna lie, I have some of them in my head that I look at as canon compared to
Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord. Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord. They didn't have the balls to do it.
It would have made sense.
It would have been awesome. And they backed out. Because people don't like Jar Jar Binks. We got to axe him as a character. No, lean into it. Oh, you don't like it? Here's more. It's the bad guy. Dude. The thing is, people would have been stoked that he was a bad guy because they already hated him.
Could you imagine if at one point in like the prequel trilogy, like at the end of one of the movies, like you just see Jar Jar like looking back at the screen and so it begins without an accent, just like Jeremy Irons like literally voicing him, and so it begins, and you're like, oh shit,
I'm not gonna lie, that would be so jarring. For me personally, I always did not like the character, but if he did that, I'll be like, there's something going on here.
Literally like Thanos, like, I have fooled all of them. It's like, and so it starts. It's like, oh shit.
Oh my goodness. He's like, now it begins the burning, and he just like grabs Anakin by the neck or something. That would have been so cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Well, since we're nerding out on ways that things that could have been a bit better. Me and Mizu got to talk about this episode's week. Yes, this week's episode of MHA. We got a motherfucking beach episode. Why is all I'm gonna say. Why?
I'm pretty sure that, and I will say with this one, I'm pretty sure that this was, I want to say, 80% filler.
Yeah.
Because I think the part I will say that's kind of cool about this filler in a way is because it's actually a continuation filler of Froppy's what's the word?
Her internship essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Her hero internship with the SEAL hero guy.
Mm-hmm.
And but I like how they connected it. But besides that, honestly, certain parts of it is canon, while other parts of it I don't recognize. I might have to go back and see, but part of this probably is kind of filler.
We saw, like, I'd say 2 important things in the entire episode. One, I've always loved the SEAL character. I think it's funny that he's a SEAL and he's a Navy SEAL. That's always funny to me. Russia did the exact same thing. They gave a SEAL a gun. They were like, haha, Navy SEAL. And I was like, that's funny. At the same time, that we saw Uraraka feat. We saw a big time Uraraka feat. Being able to make an entire plane weightless. And like, sure, she was like puking her brains out when she was done, but like that is a quick hint into how powerful she has come, especially considering she couldn't lift herself more than a couple of times prior without getting sick. So now being able to make an entire airplane weightless was really cool. Outside of that, I mean, I stand on the take, and listen, this was a dangerous take to stand on apparently in the anime community. But like, for some reason in the MHA verse, we can't give the female characters plot development without like over sexualizing them. Like Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, all of them, like with Endeavor, like doing hard work in the middle of a city, like learning important lessons in power scaling. Like Surge, Uraraka, Froppy. I guess those are only really the 3 UA characters. Now I'm thinking about it from there. All of them, it's like, we're going to try and give them some plot development, show off their feats. And like, what did they do? Really, Froppy missed an airplane with her tongue. Surge flew for a little bit. And then Uraraka was really the only one who got any plot development. And then like, it was like 7 or so minutes of like beach cut scenes. And I'm just like, can we just get the plot development without being like, haha, like give them a day off. They deserve to go to the beach, you know?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I did like the fact that they were on like a mission, but then it went to the whole, like they're having fun. I mean, granted, they're kids, they can have fun.
Of course.
But it's like, this was deliberate. Like a beach scene, and it happens to be all like female characters.
The entire female team, yeah. It's like, we need to call the Dragon Hero number 10 on the list, and it's like all female characters, and they're like, time for a beach scene.
Yeah, like that was that was deliberate.
Yeah, I would say it was the biggest instance of a filler episode in MHA ever. I would say that's the most like per capita filler episode I've ever seen them do.
Yeah, I'll say, and I'm not gonna lie, for the first time ever, because I actually genuinely like enjoy My Hero's filler.
Mm-hmm. Oh, same.
And for this one, and honestly, and most of the time you can't even tell if it is filler sometimes. Like when they're doing stuff, of course, there's like one that you can say that you can tell was filler, was the whole murder mystery thing that they did. But that one was hilarious and entertaining.
Yeah.
But this one, it was a filler episode, and it felt like a filler episode. Like, it
felt like Naruto.
Yeah, so it's like it felt like a Naruto filler episode. Like, might as well get it over with. Go chase a cat, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Go chase a cat. Introduce a character that you've never met before, and give them a 7-episode arc for some reason. Yeah. It was, that's honestly all I have to say on it. Like, it was filler. It was fun. It was cool. When it boils down to it, we'll get them next week, ladies and gentlemen. But that does bring us to catching up with Jose, who put on his big boy pants and crushed 7 episodes of anime, not just MHA. Okay, no, 8 episodes of anime, 7 episodes of MHA, 1 episode of Black Clover, because your boy has finally started to watch Black Clover, and I'm on episode 19, so I'm a little bit ahead of Jose. But Jose, before we start talking Black Clover, which I'm excited to do, Give us where are you at in the MHA verse currently, good sir?
All right, bet. So we finished the sports festival arc. Mr. Baby Back Bitch got his winner's medal. So kind of like Lewis Hamilton today at the Formula One. Ayo, sports reference there. Boom, shakalaka.
Isn't he like the Mercedes guy who's just always winning?
Yeah, but he basically committed a boo-boo today and still won, which is kind of annoying because, well,
never mind.
It's just the Empire winning again and again and again. But
it's like
that's neither here nor there because we have officially started the hero killer arc. I saw 7 episodes, so I saw Gran Torino. Probably the best mentor since Yoda? Question mark? Air quotes.
He's
maybe.
Great.
He's awesome.
He's also like similarly sized.
I'm a big fan of Stain. I don't know.
You said you didn't like him.
No, I said I didn't. Yeah, that's what I said. Like I didn't like I. So it's okay.
Elaborate.
It's a Joffrey scenario where like I love it's like I love the fact that he's so evil. That's the thing. Like I don't like Stain, meaning like I fuck with him. Like yeah, like he's bad.
He makes you feel something.
Yeah.
Which
for example,
should.
For example, with Nomu, I'm like he's just a big baddie. Like he just like OP as fuck.
He's a good.
I don't care.
He's a
yeah.
good one.
And then you got like Shigaraka, which is like annoying and just trying to like Shigaraki. Yes. Just trying to be annoying, but like Stain. Like there's mystery to him. I don't know what his quirk is. Yes, besides like immobilizing people with a blade. I like the fact that he squares up on sight. It's like, but he has morals apparently because he literally went or honor is a better question. He's more like a samurai. So like he literally was like okay, so a lot happened, right? A lot happened. 7 episodes, kind of like wild. I would say that the plot twist that Ingenium whatever Ingenium I thought Tenya was gonna keep his name, but he actually took on the mantle of his brother, which is pretty cool. He finally like stepped up to the plate. That moment where like Stain is like, you're a child, get away from here, but like don't like if you keep pressing me, you will end up in the back of an obituary, bro. Like I'm a square up right now, and we are officially starting the hero killer arc there. I like that. I love that Deku is finally taking control of all for one or one for all.
Every time.
One for All is the villain, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Because I've been spoiled a lot of things.
All for One is the villain. One for All is
the power.
Deku. Yeah.
Okay. One for All. One for All is finally taking control, even if it is at 5%. We had a nice little. Oh, damn it! Another Spider-Man reference.
We're up to 3. I'm gonna start. We should start a tally.
Spider-Man reference.
No, that could be a fun thing for listeners. Like, how many Spider-Man references did you catch today? Everybody, put a poll up. Whoever votes wins or something. Yeah, I love that,
bro. Because we had that alley scene. We had an alley scene, which is really reminiscent of Spider-Man. Like
also Batman, also
yes,
anyone who's been in a city,
but like falling repeatedly, but like falling Daredevil. Yeah, it's not just Spider-Man. I just like Spider-Man, man. But think about it, like just falling repeatedly here, falling repeatedly, trying to get his powers. Like that's Spider-Man too, bro. Like that's legit Spider-Man too. So like, I like the Deku over there. I want the only thing that I am pleading, MHA, more Shoto, more Todoroki in my life, please. I want more Todoroki. I don't want more Bakugo. I want more Todoroki. Because he's just, again, Triple B gets an internship against like the top 3 with the top 3 hero, and first thing he does is, where are you just gonna give me a lecture? The first thing we're doing is giving me a lecture. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. Yeah. Why you doing this? Why you do this?
What if I told you you will get more Todoroki, but
it sucks?
No, simultaneously you'll get more Bakugo.
That's perfectly fine as long as you
Okay.
stop being
All
so
right.
annoying. Like he's just a
Well,
nuisance. He's a
doesn't
nuisance to
change.
the plot. He's a nuisance to
Yes.
the plot. I'm like, bro,
Because Todoroki and Bakugo get paired up, essentially.
okay, bet.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like as long as Bakugo can put him in his place. Well, no, sorry. Todoroki can put Bakugo in his place and show him that like there's more to life than just being a villain or like the number two. Like it works. It works. But I would say that every episode that passes, I am one more gripped by the story, which hasn't happened since I watched JJK and Demon Slayer. I love the main character so much. Like I love Deku. Deku is going up my rankings. Every episode, even more. So I love Deku.
Different.
And then finally, I get the feeling. I get the very distinct feeling that All Might be facing some very tight moments ahead.
Competition.
Yeah, because he do be ominous saying, no, he's back again. Impossible. And I'm like, oh, that is a setup if I have ever seen one.
It's like watching your favorite pitcher lose his fastball. It is a tough pill to swallow. It is.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, no. You, buddy. Whew, I got some. You buckle in is all I'm gonna say. Buckle in. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Stain is probably my favorite villain we've encountered thus far in all of MHA. I adore him. I've always agreed with his philosophy. I think he's a great villain. Mizu's actually gonna be putting out a video probably as this podcast comes out on the ideology of Stain. But since we're talking about Mizu's content, Mizu, take her.
I was just about to say, since you are on the arc involving Stain, I will be planning posting the video tomorrow.
Nice.
That will be Monday,
which is when this comes out,
about the ideology of Stain and his whole character. And also, since the segue, I heard that you guys are both recently watching Black Clover.
And yeah, we are, baby.
I just recently posted a video explaining the power system of Black Clover.
Oh, the grimoires.
Well, Mana, but yeah, also grimoires.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Yes,
sir.
I guess we can talk about. So essentially, I just caught up with Boruto, Boroshiki, Negs, the Akatsuki, no diff. I don't even want to don't even at me. Boroshiki, guys. Listen. We talked smack on Boruto prior to starting the show. We were talking. I was like, "Are you guys caught up with Boruto?" You said, "No, catch up with Boruto. It is incredible." Shiki's awesome. So I now that I've caught up with Boruto, I am watching Black Clover. And honestly, I'm upset I didn't start it earlier. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm upset I didn't keep up with it. It's just I tried to watch it many years ago when it first started. Like there was 10 episodes out. Watched episode 1 and it was just incessant yelling to my face. And I was like, I can't do this. That's my least favorite kind of character. And then, I dropped it. And so, but now I picked it back up again. I switched from the sub to the dub. It makes it a lot better. And this show is fun. I love Asta, but Asta isn't even my favorite character in the show. It's the one circumstance where the edgy anti-protagonist is my favorite character.
Stan.
I love Yuno. Yuno is awesome. He's the way Sasuke should have been written. Their relationship is the way Sasuke and Naruto should have been written.
And
they have each other's back and they're competitive.
Nick. Funny enough, I guess we are all three of us for the first time ever are fans of a specific character. Because I'm also a fan of Yuno.
I lied. I'm not a fan of Yuno. We need Discord. We need things to have a conversation about. No, I'm kidding. Yes, Yuno's an awesome character. He's well written. He's powerful. He's interesting. He's charismatic, and he's great. I like him a lot. And then also the Black Bulls. I mean, I guess this is ahead of where you're at right now. But all the Black Bulls bring different things to the list. All bring different things to the show, and they're all awesome. They're really fun. I will say though, the animation is not great. It's not great. I know it gets better as time goes on, is what I've heard. The screaming dies down. I've heard that a dozen times. Wait till episode 30 or so, screaming dies down. But I am enjoying it a lot. The fight's cool. The scaling is nice. And Asta have a great relationship, and the Black Bulls are awesome. What do you think of episode 1, Joe?
So far, I like it. I even texted you guys is the sad boy, bad boy energy that I want, that I'm looking for.
Yes.
He's my Fushiguro, man. Like we love.
I'd say I like him more than Fushiguro. Honestly, I'd say it goes Fushiguro. I'd say it goes Fushiguro.
Todoroki, I guess.
No. Oh
Vegeta?
yeah, maybe Todoroki. Yeah, Todoroki.
Alphonse.
Vegeta. No, Alphonse isn't sad. Alphonse is adorable.
No, but I meant in terms of like the number two, because like I mean Edward is the protagonist, basically. Well, it's a duo protagonist.
Well,
I
if we're
guess,
talking best number twos of all time, that's Killua. That's easy. That's light work.
Side note, I just want to say that every time you guys start a new anime, it's an anime I'm already ahead of as well.
Yeah, you're caught up with. Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh, well, I'm already ahead of that.
I'm
too.
already at the finish line, guys.
Yeah, I know. We're just trying to be like you, my guy.
Hey.
We want to get as big brain as you. We're
Big
trying.
brain
You're our
energy,
anime
bro.
encyclopedia.
You are the guru.
Yes.
You are the guru. You are the senpai.
Exactly.
The thing
So-
is,
Trying to be. I just recently started watching Mob Psycho because I never seen that one before.
ooh,
I'm ahead of you in that. I've seen both seasons. They're fantastic. It's drawn by the people. It's drawn by the people who do One Punch Man, and it is
Okay.
well at least the first season.
I can
of One
tell.
Punch Man. Yeah, it's very good. It's very very well animated. It's gorgeous.
is it new?
But what Mob?
Mob
No,
Psycho?
It's already done. It's already both seasons are already done.
Okay, but
it-
that's how
I
long
mean,
the manga was.
I don't
Manga
know
was
if
like
there should be
super
another
short.
season. No, I think we actually are getting Mob 3. I think. You should watch it. It's really, really good. Once you're done with all your things.
Once we're done,
Okay.
yeah.
So Asta and Yuno, essentially, the premise of episode 1 is that Asta has no power. He gets a
Mhm.
grimoire that allows him to nullify power. He's essentially Meliodas. And he's a great character, but he yells a lot. Did you like the episode? Did you enjoy? Do you like where it's heading? Do you have high hopes?
As I texted you, I called it from the jump. I don't know. Obviously, it's just the first episode, and I will be watching more tonight because I think I've had my fill of MHA for today. 7 episodes was wild. I get massive like Zenitsu and Edward Elric vibes. I just get like these vibes of like overcompensating, and it's like I have the chip on my shoulder. But it's not like, for example, like it's weird. Like I feel like he's the thing is, it's so hard to say with like just one episode, but just in the beginning, the way that he reacted to just like, I'm your rival. Like he act. Okay, this is the perfect example. He acts like the Pokemon rival. He acts like the rival that you get in every Pokemon game. It's like,
Just
I'm gonna beat you.
Pokemon rival. Yeah.
He's like generic Pokemon rival, but then like is actually good and like just wants to see the other person succeed. And like that's the way he is with Yuno, and he's supposed to be his brother. And I'm like, hey yo, bro, like it's a family affair. You're supposed. Where did the sad boy and like rival thing happen? Because I know that something happened when they went because they explained it, like they went out to the forest or to the mud or something, and then when they came back, Yuno was like super sad boy.
It's like in like 3 episodes. You'll be there.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, you're gonna see it, and I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
that's
Once you
super
see it, you're gonna. To me, at first, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really care for even episode 1, but until that episode showed up, I absolutely adored Yuno.
Every single episode I've started to like Yuno more because like it snowballs. They have each other's back. You'll see it. Yeah, it's very, very soon. It's not like this thing that they tease and it's like 100 episodes in.
But I feel like there's gonna be another character that I think both of y'all will like that you guys kind of haven't met yet. But to me, and also my wife's favorite character as well. But you already heard his name. You haven't heard his name, but you know his title.
Yeah, the Wizard King.
You guys meet the Wizard King himself.
Okay, bet. Nice.
So I've seen him like mussing around a little bit, like making Mark super anxious, and he uses like cloak magic or whatever to look like different people, and he looks awesome. I like him. He looks like he's like powerful, smart, and like kind of like and like aloof, which is also a character trope I really like. I've always enjoyed. He kind of reminds me of Sinbad from the Magi series. But yes, no, I like him. Also, I've heard I'm gonna really like the vice commander of the Black Bulls, who I haven't met yet. But no, I adore it. Also, what I seen about this show absolutely reminds me of OG Naruto because it is hauling through.
So I
There's no filler.
I was just going to say that since you guys are in the beginning, it's going to seem like Naruto. It's going to have its Naruto-esque moments, but to a point where I'm surprised like you weren't. I'm glad you weren't there when it first came out because everybody and their mother was calling Black Clover a Naruto ripoff because of the first couple episodes, and it was really bad. But as the story progresses, you will see that it's not the same. It is not the same at all.
I was more saying like there's no filler. Like it's just like it's uncut, raw canon. Like at least 19 episodes in, like I haven't gotten anything in the semblance of filler, which is like such a breath of fresh air with these mega shonens. Like that's just not something you see. I'm just getting like all this manga content, it feels like, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's ride it out. Especially with just like finishing Boruto, which is a lot of filler, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I'm stoked. I'm very, very excited. I'm excited for us to talk about it because I'm going to be hauling through it. Jose's going to be hauling through it. So there will be a lot of Black Clover content in the future here. What, Jose?
My question is, when am I going to meet the so who am I going to be simping for? Because I've heard Karna is like somebody people simp for, but I don't know like who do I need to watch out for?
Number one,
you got Karna, you got Vanessa from the Black Bulls. She's one.
Mimosa.
Noelle. At first, okay, here's another thing too. I'm gonna say that these couple first episodes with Noelle is going to make you irritated with her.
Mimosa, okay.
Here's the thing. I love Tsundere. Even when she would aggravate the average person, I was like, ooh, waifu alert. She reminded me of mine from Akame Got Killed, and I was like, I love her.
Vanessa. Oh yeah, uh-huh. Okay.
She's a big sister trope. She's like Leon from Akame Got Killed.
Noelle, yeah, she's another one if you're into that. Some people like this other character you will meet. I can't go into detail yet because you haven't met her yet.
Great.
But she's a powerful woman. She's a powerful woman. She gives off very regal-esque vibes.
Lady Dimitrescu vibes from
I like powerful women. Powerful women are my
Lady Dimitrescu. She is a very fearful. You like she scares you, but possibly in a good way though. I'm like,
I like that. We love that.
I live in fear.
We love that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that has been us. We have talked all of our simping categories. It has been a lot of fun. Like I said, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, look out for some more Black Clover content here in the future. What, Jose?
Are we doing winners and losers? Wrap it up?
No, because we did stack them up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But all right. I mean, did you have something you desperately wanted to talk about?
Oh, I just wanted to give like my prop of the week. Winner times 1,000. Charlie Sheen on steroids is just Jonathan Majors. What a fucking carry.
Yes, dude. Jonathan,
Charlie Sheen, you know that meme. He's like, "What are you doing? Winning?" That's Charlie Sheen.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So my winner of the week is Jonathan
2.5 Men actor Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, winning.
Goodness.
No.
Okay,
it's Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is lucked up. This man is fantastic. I can't wait to see more he's getting involved with. Like he is fantastic.
Yes,
I'm so hyped for him.
Also, I guess my winner would be to Jonathan Power. Yeah, if you're listening, Jonathan Powers.
No. Congratulations to Mizu for winning our first ever inaugural Stack 'em Up. We defer to you, and it looks like I might lose for the second time straight, but it's okay, bet. It's fine.
How we should do it over under,
guys. Let's just keep it up. I mean, this one may have been my strongest one compared to the first one, but
do you guys? We should do an over under on how many weeks. We should have people bet on how many weeks it will be until Joe wins one.
Oh, fuck.
But then again, they also vote, so they could just manipulate it. That would be fantastic. I would love that. Also, I guess my winner of the week is Boro Shiki, because like he just put Boro in the dust. Oh my God, Boruto is so good right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have been Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NCHammer23, making the valiant surge to 10K for the Sasuke cosplay, 15K for the Sasuke tattoo, and 20K for the Sasuke tattoo on my butt on Twitch, and then also NCHammer23 on YouTube. I have been joined by Tropical Joe.
I'm Tropical Joe on TikTok and Instagram, The Tropical Joe on Twitch. Big announcement. We are officially playing League of Legends, and it is possible that Mr. Nick and I, while Mr. Mizu gets his, ball rolling on the streaming sphere,
I am violently addicted.
we are going to be playing League of Legends together, and possibly even It Takes Two,
Yes.
the new co-op game that will be up in the vicinity. And so, yes, that is the Tropical Joe on Twitch and on Twitter. Mizu, let the people know where they can find you.
Mizu Shogun on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you're into Black Clover, definitely check out my video on the power system, or if you're just in general interested in power systems, go check out my videos there. The Ideology of Staying is posting tomorrow on Monday, so give that a look, and just stay awesome.
Stay awesome indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Kick it to the outro. See you next week.